Good morning and welcome to Inside News. It's our Friday show on the mark, and I'm happy to have Shaheel back with me today, and we're going to try and go through this card. It is a tricky card, a couple of tough races on this Pacific meeting, and hopefully we can help you find a couple of winners. Let's start off with race 1. It is a 1650 025. Always difficult, these 025s, especially in the first race, and if you are a pick 8 player, well, I'm going to go with number 9, Starsky. I really like this horse. I like his form. Just have a look at his last 2 runs, who he's run second to. He's run second behind Perplexing. He needs no introduction. He won the last leg of the 3-year-old championship. He won a very, very good race, and obviously in a lot tougher than what's in this field. And then his penultimate his penultimate run as well, when he ran second to that horse, Giles Tiger. He came out and trounced his field on Saturday. He won by almost 4 lengths. So the form line of Starsky is very, very strong. I do like this horse. I think he's got a big chance. Remember, he's got the 3 kilos off his back as well. He could probably lead, and I don't think he has to, but I would imagine the best tactics would be to with those 3 kilos off his back, to lead. But like I said, I don't think he really has to lead. So let's see how Starsky goes. I thought it was a very good run with the blinkers. They've kept the blinkers on again. I'm going to make him my first choice. Shaheel, what do you like? Well, first of all, what do you think of Starsky, and is there anything else you like in the race?
Obviously, we got to respect his chances. Like you said, the form line is very strong. He's got beaten by 2 top horses in Giles Tiger and Perplexing. But I like Silver Rock. I know many people have a slight concern that he hasn't raced for a long time, but in the last 4 weeks, I think he had 3 boy trials, all 3 were with Shaheel Ayadassen. He jumped well. Hopefully, he'll do the same tomorrow. Draw 9 is a bit of a concern, but he's a back marker, so if he's from the back, he should be able to have a good turn of foot and should be good enough to win in this kind of field.
Yeah, I do agree with Shaheel. Listen, he's had quite a lot of barrier trials, and every time, well, they've been working hard on him to sort out that barrier trial problem or the starting stall problem, and every time he goes, he has a full 1,000 meter gallop. So I don't think he's going to come to the racecourse needing a run. He's definitely a fit horse, so I suppose you have to respect Silver Rock. Redline Captain, I see Gilbert Recettes backed him up. He ran last week. They don't do this often, the Recettes stable. In fact, the last time they did it was with Yankee Captain. He came out and won. So they obviously believe that Redline Captain took his race very well last week. Saturday, they're running him again. I think the extra 50 meters is going to suit him. He was finishing that race off pretty well behind Volatile Energy. And I suppose you've got to respect the chances of Redline Captain purely because of the fact that they're putting him back in this week. And then Spinner Coin, well, he's won 4 out of his last 5 starts, which source always amazes me because I did ride him and he never sort of gave me the greatest of feels, but he's proved me wrong, and I suppose you've got to respect his chances. Spinner Coin, once again, I think the 1650 is going to suit him a lot better than the 1500 that he won last time, so I suppose Spinner Coin must have a chance as well. But I'm going to stick with Starsky, Redline Captain, Spinner Coin. Shaheel, your trifecta?
I'll go with Silver Rock, Starsky, and Redline Captain. Okay,
great. That's the 2 trifectas, or our selections for the first race. Let's hope you get through the pick 8 if you are a pick 8 player. Right, race 2, 1600 meter, benchmark 41. I like the look of Robbie Frade's horse here, top of the rock. Last time I said the 1850 I thought was going to be a touch too far for him, and he never ran such a great race. Look, he wasn't disgraced, but it wasn't one of his best runs, and I just think that the 1850 was a little bit too far for him. Coming back down to the mile, remember he did run second. Well, he ran second to the Declarator. He didn't beat him. He ran second to the Declarator, but he's a lot better off this time at the weights. I think Top of the Rock's a big runner here. Shaheel, I know that you a Declarator fan.
Yeah.
Tell us why you like him.
I think that it was a gutsy win last time. Shaheel Ayadassen made such an effort at the start. He wasn't drawn. He was drawn 6. He's drawn better this time. It's the same benchmark. I don't see any front runners in the race. He should be able to lead again. And like I said, he's the same benchmark. It should be tough to catch if he's got matters in front.
Yeah, Declarator, like Shaheel says, he likes to run in front. In fact, his last 3 wins have all been from the front. And I agree with you. Shaheel Ayadassen actually used him up quite a lot, and he still went and won. I thought the first sort of 200 meters of that race, I thought, well, he can't win from the amount of work that he did to get to the front, but he still hung on very, very well. So I suppose you have to appreciate the chances of number 1, Declarator. I'm just going to side with Top of the Rock purely because he is 3.5 kilograms better off in the weights this time. So, well, I suppose we're going to agree on 5 and 1. Third choice, Shaheel, what's your third choice?
For me, it's going to be number 7, to Nous. He made a good debut last time. He was not far off the winner. He's drawn one, he's working well, so I'll make him my third choice.
Okay, my third choice, I'm going to go Applejack. This was came to Post Lafayette after his last run, and he really enjoyed his time there. He picked up nicely. He was full of beans, fresh, very well when he left. I thought it was a very good third last time, and even his win, it was a good win when he beat Phoenix Rising. And I think in a field like this, he must have some sort of chance. So I'm going to go top of the rock, Declarator, Applejack. Shaheel?
Declarator to Anui, top of the rock.
Okay, great. Right, let's move over to race 3. It's a 2,100 meter race. In fact, there's quite a couple of races over staying distances, which is nice because obviously we've got to that part of the season where the horses are fit enough to run over these long distances. And it's almost like a day where it's like a staying day, if you want to call it that. Number 1, Avail. This is definitely going to be my first choice. I think he's got this field sort of stone cold. I know he beat them last time. A lot of them ran behind him last time, but they were beaten quite easily and quite convincingly by Avail. And I think even the fact with 61, I don't think he's going to have a problem. Have a look. He's won with 61.5 before. He's run second with 61.5, so he can carry weight, Avail. And I think he's going to be a tough horse to beat in this field. Like I said, there is quite a couple of horses in this race that ran behind him last time, like for instance Netflix, New Star. I think there was another one, Grazing Control, even Camel Kavar. But I think he's got them all beat on that run, even though he has gone up 2 kilos in the rating. So Avail, he's going to be my first choice. Shaheel, what do you like in this race?
I also like Avail. Like you said, he held most of them on form. He always runs in the money, this horse. Just look at his form, 15 starts, 6 wins and 8 places. A big run should be expected again. Do you think the distance might be a problem for him?
I'm just having a look at that right now, Shaheel. I see he's won as far as, well, up to 1850, but if I look back, I remember, I think he has run places in this sort of distance. So that's probably the only question mark is the distance. There are probably a couple of horses that stay a little bit better than him, but I don't think he's going to have a problem with the distance. So I'm going to still stick with that.
Because to carry 61 top weight on a 2,100 meters should be a good horse to do that.
Yeah, but I mean, look, the sort of scale of the weights. Top weight 61. I think his biggest dangers are probably going to, well, they're only carrying 58, so there's not a big difference in the weight. Moonrise Sensation, you think he can back that up again, that last win?
Probably, because he was a surprise winner last time. The distance will suit him much better. He's won on 1850 last time. He looks to be asking for more distance, and with Jamia's claim, should be helpful. Like he'll be carrying 57 now. Big swing with Avail, so I believe he should be the main danger.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to go with Avail. I'm not going to banker him purely because of the distance, but I think he's the horse to beat. I think New Star and Netflix, well, they ran best of all behind Avail last time. I'm going to make them my second and third choice. I like Moonrise Sensation, but I'd like to just see him reproduce that effort that he put up last time. So I'll go Avail, New Star, and Netflix. Not in that order as far as the second place is concerned, because they did dead heat last time, although this time New Star is a lot better off at the weights with Netflix. So I'll probably go Avail, New Star, Netflix.
I'll go with Avail, Moonrise Sensation, and Olympic Bolt. He's down in class, and the step up in troop should be in his favor. Okay.
Well, let's hope, because Olympic Bolt has been a little bit of a disappointment. So let's hope he does find his form. And if he is, it'll probably be in this race because it isn't a very strong field. Right, race 4, it's a 1365, and this is my banker of the day, number 4, Argo Solo. Last time he took off with Richard Oliver. He had no control, and he had to fall in a hole, and I was surprised he stayed in front as long as he did. I'm hoping Richard Oliver will get him to settle this time. He is drawn 1, even if he does pop him out in front, but I don't know why he took off like that, and I hope it was a once-off thing, because if you go back to that time when he won, when he beat Ice Run by 6 lengths, he never pulled that there. So I'm hoping he can get him out in front, settles him. I think he'll be a very tough horse to beat, number 4, Argo Solo. What do you think of Argo Solo, Shaheel? Do you think I'm on the right track?
Yeah, I do agree with you. Drawn 1 should be helpful, because if he wants to lead, he'll have the rails already secured for him. Like you said, the biggest concern is that Richard Oliver has to settle him, because he was far too keen last time when he paid that in the closing stages of the race. He's got a big chance in this kind of field, I believe.
All right. I like the look of this newcomer, Sea King. He's got some very impressive form. Just remember, he's ridden by JP van der Merwe. Now, Cedric Session won't be riding in this meeting. So JP van der Merwe picks up the ride on Sea King. He's got some nice 3-year-old form, this horse. In fact, his last 3 runs were all in feature company. Have a look at that run behind, Eyes Wide Open. He's a very nice horse, and he's a young horse. He's having his first run, but I think in this sort of field, he'll definitely have a chance. He's drawn 8 out of 8, but he's going to be running on strongly this horse, and he's put on some nice work as well. So Sea King, I like him. And then Stila March, well, he's changed stables, and I've always said a change is as good as a holiday. He's going to be my third choice. I'll go solo, Sea King, Stila March. Before I ask you for your trifecta, is there anything else you want to touch on?
No, not really, because I've got the same trifecta as you too. I'll go
Okay,
solo, Stila March, and Sea King.
Okay, great. So play that trifecta. I think it's going to cost you about 24 rupees if you box those three horses. Right, race 5. It's a 2,100 meter benchmark 61, and this is where it gets difficult. Race 5 and race 6, not easy races, and it's going to be quite tough to find the winners. Well, I wouldn't say tough to find the winners. I think I Travel Light is the right horse in the race. If he fluffs his lines, well, then you have to load the rest of it. So you either take a chance, you're going to bank I Travel Light, or you're going to have to load quite a couple of horses. But I Travel Light with that level weight, so he ran in that weight for age behind Table Bay last time. If he reproduces that run, well, nothing will beat him in this race. He's got no problems with the distance. He's definitely got no stamina doubts, in my opinion. In fact, he ran a very good race over 2,500 meters. That was the, I remember that race that they have on the J&B Menta. I think it was that particular race. He ran a very, very good race that day when he ran second to Stratton, who is a very good stayer. I think he was a champion stayer in Cape Town, if I'm not mistaken. So he's definitely got no problems with the distance. And the fact that he ran with behind Table Bay at that weight for age, he's going to be a tough horse to beat. But like I said, I'm worried if he does get beat, where do we go? Shaheel, what do you like?
Like you said, you got to take a chance and bank him, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Last time on that 1850 in the Group 1, he was crying out the distance. He made so much ground in the closing stages of the race, so I'm going to make him my banker I Travel Light. I think he needs to win this race to qualify for the Maiden Cup.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with I Travel Light.
Yeah, I think I Travel Light is probably the right horse in the race. It's just, I think he's a lot better than what he's taking on. It is a handicap as well, so I think we're both going to agree that we go with I Travel Light. Yeah. Let's just say he does. Dangerous. Let's just say he gets beat. Where do we go? Where do we go after that?
I believe Triompher. I thought he was going to run the Golden Trophy actually, but he's running here. His 2 latest run was top run behind Purple Tractor. He won, and Down Raid, he was a bit unlucky that day. He finished only one half length behind Down Raid. Top weight, but I believe he'll be a big runner.
Yeah, I've said he was a good run in 1850 last time. He has the class because, like Shaheel said, he was entered in the Golden Trophy. So Dream Forest, he too. I've got him down as my second choice, Shaheel. Then Wild Horizon, well, he's going to love the distance. A very good second, first up behind Talbeck, and last time a very good run as well behind Kara. I see he ran last week. Yeah. He's going to be a fit horse, and he's going to be running over a distance that suits him. So Wild Horizon, he's definitely must be worth considering for sort of trifectas and quartets. So I'm going to go with I Travel Light. I hope he wins. I think he will, to beat Dream Forest and Wild Horizon.
Same trifecta again.
Okay,
I just couldn't understand why they ran Wild Horizon last week on that 1,500 meters, because I know this race was coming up for him.
Well, we'll have to ask the stable about that. Yeah. All right, great. Race 6, 2,200. It is the RBL Suprema Group Golden Trophy. And I was having a look, Shaheel. I see in the last 10 runnings, 5 horses that have won this race have gone on to win the maiden. So this is a very sort of, it lets us know a lot more about the maiden, which, by the way, is just over a month away. So that's going to be quite exciting. This is a handicap. Remember, the maiden is a weight for age, and it's going to be it's going to give us a much better indication what's going to happen in the Maiden Cup. But like I said, 5 out of the 10 winners of this race have come on to win the Maiden Cup. So it's going to be a very, very good indication for us what's going to be happening in the Maiden. I've always said to you, well, I haven't always, I've said recently that my early choice for the Maiden Cup is St Tropez, and that's at weight for age. This time he's getting 7 kilos from the likes of 10 Gun Salute and Enard. And I really like St Tropez. I've liked this horse before he arrived. I was such an idiot last time. I never had a bet on this horse. He was 15-1, and I liked him, and he won a very, very easy race. The fact that he's coming in here with 54, he's definitely no doubts about his stamina. He won the Derby in Natal, which was over 2,400 meters, and with that light galloping weight, I think he's going to be a tough horse to beat. I really do like St Tropez. Shaheel, what do you like in this race?
I like St Tropez too. Like you said, the weight is very, very light for him. The only concern that I have is that he's going from 1,450 to 2,200. That should be quite... Is it a problem, you think?
Personally, I don't think so. If it was his second run, I'd be a little bit worried. But he's had the run over the 1,500. He's had that run over the 1,450. He's very fit. He's very well. I don't think the step up in the distance is going to be too much of a problem for him. In fact, if you look back to his South African form, he was quite versatile. He'd run over 1,400 meters. He went on to win the Derby. So I don't think that's going to be a problem for St Tropez.
But I would like to go with number 3, actually, donnera. I like this horse since last time. At the weight, he's got a chance. He spurted yesterday, I think you told me. He was looking very nice at track work. I don't know if he can lead this time with King Mambo's Legacy in front, but I think donnera should be a tough nut to crack in this race. If this race was a weight for age race, I would have gone with 10 Gun Salute. I think this horse will be a big runner in the maiden. I saw him at track work on Tuesday. He's working really well. So for my top 3, I'll go with donnera, St Tropez, and 10 Gun Salute.
Okay, yeah, Shaheel's right. 10 Gun Salute, he has got the top weight. Can you imagine if he wins this race with that sort of rating? Well, he'll be a tough horse to beat in the maiden at weight for age. I suppose you can't write him off either. He's a champion stayer. Look, you can excuse him for his last run. It was his first run of the season, but he's a champion stayer. You can never write off champions. And then King Mambo's Legacy, go back to last year when he led and he trounced donnera by 3 or 4 lengths on that particular day. And I don't think there's much difference in the weights on that particular day. So it is a tough race. I'm going to go with St Tropez. I think he's going to be my first choice. To beat King Mambo's Legacy is going to be close between 10 Gun Salute and donnera. I wouldn't have liked to be in Robbie Fred to have the choice of these 2 horses, but I'm going to give you 4 horses. Well, my quartet. I'm going to go St Tropez, King Mambo's Legacy, 10 Gun Salute, and donnera.
I'm going to go with donnera, St Tropez, 10 Gun Salute, and for 4th, I'll go with King Mambo's Legacy. Okay,
pretty similar, except you don't like my horse St Tropez.
No, I do.
I reckon this horse is going to win the maiden. All right, the 7th race, it's a 990 benchmark 36, and I like the look of number 3 once again, Robbie Fred in the irons. The reason why I like this horse is obviously it's the distance isn't ideally suited for him, but it isn't the greatest of races, with all due respect. And if you go back to his debut in Mauritius, he was totally lost. He flew. He only got beat 1.7 lengths by that horse Mooney. Unfortunately, Mooney's gone a little bit wrong, but it was a good run, and I think on that particular day he was very green, inexperienced. He's had a couple of races now. He's going to be a lot more experienced. He's probably going to be a lot closer as well, and I think he's probably going to have the best finish. You can ignore that last run last time. He was drawn 10. Robbie tried to place him from that bad draw and sort of just fell into a hole. But I suppose Mambo Rock, if you go back to that first run of his, he definitely has got a big chance. I know you like Cape Horn, don't you? You said you like Cape Horn?
Yeah, I did, but looking back at the race now, I think Mambo Rock should have the run of the race, because on the 990 there should be a good pace. I don't know how Cape Horn will run with the blinkers, because on his first run against Wavebreaker, the American jockey Terry said that the blinkers, he wasn't running so well with it. Surprised to see that the blinkers go back on.
He ran an excellent second to Wavebreaker, so I don't know why he thought it never ran well. In fact, if you go back to that run, it's actually a stronger form line than Mambo Rocks. It is a stronger form line. So if Cape Horn reproduces that run with the blinkers over 990, I suppose I might even change my mind and go with Cape Horn here. But sorry to interrupt you. But what do you like in the race?
I was hesitating between Cape Horn and Mambo Rock. Cape Horn is coming back after a small break. I don't know why he's coming back. Did he have some injury kind of thing?
I don't
know. Did you see him at track work?
Yeah, his work has been very good. I was very satisfied with his work. I don't think he had any sort of problems. But going back to that Wavebreaker form line, it's obviously a lot stronger form line than Mooney. So I would imagine the race is going to be between Cape Horn and Mambo Rock.
Definitely agree with that.
Both of them probably aren't ideally distance suited, but both of them have run well over the sprint distance. One horse I thought caught my eye was in the barrier trial was Vision of Trust. I see he did win 1,000 meters back in South Africa, although it did take him 9 runs to win his maiden, but he was placed 6 times. But that was a very good barrier trial on Tuesday, and I think Vision of Trust showed a lot of speed, and I suppose he must have a chance. It's not a strong race in my opinion, but I'm going to probably go with 2 and 3, Cape Horn and Mambo Rock, and Vision of Trust the first time. What's your choice here, Shaheel? My
third choice would be In Your Dreams. He could run well on board on a 990 if he can lead with Jamie Aliassen's claim. So I'll go with Cape Horn, Mambo Rock, and In Your Dreams.
Okay, great. Let's move on to the lucky last. It's 1365, and unfortunately for me, both my value bets from last time, both ran second. Afdik and First Crusade are taking each other on. They're obviously not at the same prices as I managed to have a small bet on them last time. Afdik, well, he was caught sort of 3-4 wide around that first turn going up the hill, never covered. He was pulling. This time, obviously, he's drawn a lot better. He's drawn 1, and I think he's going to be my first choice. Once again, I hope Richard Oliver manages to settle him, even if he doesn't cover him, even if he's in front. If he does settle, I think he's going to be a tough nut to crack. Afdeek. What do you like, Shaheel? Do you agree with me on Afdeek, or you like something else?
I do agree with you, but I like First Crusade too. But again, Afdeek is coming back after a layoff. I don't know why he's coming back after a layoff. I like First Crusade because of Brandon Louis' claim. Actually, he'll have like 3 kilos better off with Afdeek. That he is always coming. He's knocking at the door. Against Zen Master, he was only half a length, and last time against Captain was only 0.20. He's knocking at the door, and surely he will go close.
Yeah, First Crusade, I know. I mean, I was praying that he'd get up and get the objection, but unfortunately he didn't, because I did fancy him strongly last time. It's going to be a tough choice between the two of them, Afdeek and First Crusade, but going on the South African form, I think Afdeek's South African form is a little bit stronger than First Crusade's South African form. So I think we haven't seen the best of Afdeek yet, and hopefully, if he, like I said, if he does settle, he's going to be my first choice. To beat First Crusade, tough for third. I'll probably go with Very Vari, because I just think that this horse is slowly starting to improve, and he's drawn 4 now that the emergency acceptor's out, and he's got the 2 kilogram allowance as well. So Very Vari will be my third choice. I'm going to go Afdeek, First Crusade, Very Vari.
For third, I'll go with Royal Resolution. Actually, I like this horse a lot from South Africa. He's running against my favorite horse, which is Majestic Mambo, who's been exported to Dubai. 990 was very short for him last time. He managed to run only 4th behind Rahib that day. So I'll go with him for third. So I'll go First Crusade, Afdeek, and Royal Resolution. Yeah,
I think Royal Resolution is going to make a lot of improvement from that first run. Right, well, that's our 8 races. I'm going to give you my banker, which is Argo Solo, and my value bet is going to be St Tropez. He's trading around about 500, so I really think that he's going to run a cracker, St Tropez. So that's going to be my banker and my value bet. Shaheel, your banker?
I'm going to go with I Travel Light. I think he has to win this race to qualify for the maiden. And for my outside, I'll go with Silver Rock. I saw him in his free-broiler trials. I can't believe he's at 5-1. He's a very good value bet.
Okay, great. Well, there you go. Let's hope that our bankers and our value bets win for you. And let's hope that we've helped you work out this card. It is a tricky card, and let's hope we've helped you as best as we can. Remember, next week it's our show, Jeu de Gallo, where we're going to talk about this particular race day. Like I said, we're going to have a much clearer sort of indication of what's going to happen in the Maiden Cup, and I think it's going to be a very, very exciting race on Saturday. Thanks again for joining us. Catch you up next week. Goodbye.